Hello, welcome back to another edition of After Effects 2 Fusion tutorial. Today we'll be dealing with the paint node. Now it's quite a bit different than what you're used to in After Effects, but once you get past the nuances and the little quirks, you'll be painting in Fusion in no time. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in our trusted Fusion, and let's go ahead and bring in a paint node. Alright, and so let's take a look at what these controls up here are. I'm only going to really show you these three here, or four here. The arrow key is pretty much your standard arrow key in any other program. Then you have a paintbrush, a clone brush, and another paintbrush. These first two are multi-strokes. What does multi-stroke mean? Meaning when you make a paint mark, such as this, it does not carry over to the next frame. So you have to constantly keep painting those frames in. Okay, same thing with the clone tool. So if I come in here and Alt click and paint over here, let's make my brush bigger by Control drag, click and drag. Okay, put my dinosaur in there, and I move forward, and it's gone. So these multi-strokes only last on one frame. So let's go ahead and bring in another paint node. Okay, this one, the regular paint, that actually lasts on all the frames. So if I come in here and go ahead and paint, oops, make sure we're viewing through it. There we go, paint. This is consistent. So as I go through each frame, it's there automatically. So that's the difference between those three icons right there. Now, if you notice, there is no clone tool here next to it like there is here. In order to get a clone tool that lasts through the entire sequence, you need to come back over here to your inspector panel and switch it to clone. So now, let's go ahead and create a new one in there. Paintbrush, set this to clone, and just like before, Alt click and paint. Oops, gotta look through my viewer there. Okay, so now I go through the frames, it's remaining on the image. So that's basically the paint tool in a nutshell. There's these other things here like the eraser, and you erase back. A lot of these are pretty self-explanatory. When it comes to the clone multi-strokes versus the regular, that can get really confusing. So make sure you know which one you're on before you start painting. Another thing with these particular tools is its editability. Okay, so let's go back to the regular paint tool. Pick a color and drag, and darn it, there we go, and paint, and it's on there the entire time. Okay, so with this, if you go to the modifiers tab, these are all your strokes that you created. So I can come in here to each one of these individually, like this one here, and now change the color. So you can edit this, but this only works on this paint node here, or paint icon here. All right, it does not work on the multi-strokes. So if I come in here and turn all these off, okay, and let's go ahead and pick up a multi-paint, or multi-stroke paint node, and we'll go with a cyan. Go ahead and paint here. Why isn't it working? Did I not click? I think I broke the paint node. Okay, come back in here. All right, there we go. So now I come over here to the modifier like I did last time, and you don't have your brush controls. You have brush controls, but you really can't do anything with it. So if I make it bigger, all I did was make my new brush bigger. All right, think of this as more rasterized painting, and then this one as vector painting, where you can go in and change it later. Same thing with the clone tool. Okay, come in here, and now it's rasterized and you can't edit this anymore, you can change maybe the brush size, the softness, turn it down to hard. So as you can see, the hardness of the brush. So, and that's it. That's pretty much the gist of it. And just remember that if you're on a multi-stroke node, it's rasterized and you cannot edit it. If you're on this paintbrush here, regardless of what control you're on here or this paint tool here, you can go in and change the information on it. Okay, so that's the paint node in a nutshell. Hopefully this helps you, and I'll see you next time.